So first, we'll try to discuss the most important current affair for any exam you're writing in India. That is regarding Ramsar site. So recently, 4 Ramsar sites were added to the list in India. So thereby increasing the number from 85 to 89. So as of February 2nd, 2025, in India, there are total 89 Ramsar sites are there. So what are Ramsar sites? You should know this. So Ramsar sites are those sites which are meant for the protection of wetlands. So which are meant for protection of what? Which lands are? Wetlands. Now what are wetlands? Anybody can tell me? What are these wetlands? Wetlands are those lands which are partially submerged in water. It may be a man-made or natural, maybe in the coastal areas, maybe it may be a lakes, maybe it may be a lagoons, swamps, okay, and marshy areas. ఏమన్నా అర్థమైందా? వెట్లాండ్ అంటే ఏంటి? ఒకటే మాట, చిత్తడి నేలలు. In Telugu, we use the word what? Chittadi nela. If you want to write the definition of wetland, what is a wetland? Whatever they give, that is the definition of wetland. So they are either a man-made or natural areas which are partially submerged in water. It may be a coastal area, it may be a lagoon, it may be a swamp, it may be a marshy area, it may be a peatland. So whatever it may be. So all this comes under our wetlands. Now, the main aim of the wetland is we have to protect this wetland. So to protect this wetlands, there is a convention called as Ramsar Convention on Wetlands. So Ramsar Convention on Wetlands. The name Ramsar is because it is a city in Iran. In Iran, there is a city called as Ramsar. So in the year 1971, different countries, all the countries, they met at this place Ramsar and they resolved to protect the wetlands. Protect cheyalani nirnayinchukunnaru annamata. Question is why we have to protect the wetlands? Anybody can tell me what are the importance of wetlands? Water conservation. Okay. Okay, very good. So what are the advantages of wetlands? The most important advantage of a wetland is biodiversity. So generally in the wetlands, you have a lot of flora and fauna. Flora means plants and fauna means water. Animals. Now question is, anybody can tell me what is biodiversity? What is biodiversity? Different types of plants, only plants, no animals. Different types of plants and animals. Simple in Telugu you call as, remember this word, how many are there, how many types are there? That is diversity, simple. Only one word lo gurtupettuna easy untundi manaku exam ki. Okay. How many are there? How many types are there? Enni unnai, enni rekalu unnai, rendu important. If you take that all the plant and animals, only one number is there. You can't call it as a biodiversity. Even number is also very important. Abundance is important. Type and their relative abundance. That is one more definition of biodiversity. So mainly to conserve biodiversity. So in the wetlands, you can see different types of flora and fauna. Yes, one is biodiversity. Second one, is there any advantage of wetlands? Yes. These wetlands act as a buffer. It acts as a buffer and matter. It is going to naturally purify the pollutants through a process of sedimentation. Number 3, it provides drinking water as well as irrigation. It provides water for drinking as well as irrigation. Number 4, increases groundwater table. Increases groundwater table. They are natural aquifers. They are natural aquifers. Again, those who are writing any group 1 mains or UPSCs, there, if they ask what is the importance of wetlands, you can mention some points regarding the importance of wetlands as well. So that is the reason we have to protect them. We have to protect them because of huge biodiversity. They act as a buffer zones, drinking water and irrigation, increasing the groundwater table. They act as a natural aquifers. So that is the importance of water, wetlands. Now, what is the context? So this is the background. So to protect these wetlands, we're having a Ramsar Convention, which was in which year? 1971. But it came into the force in the year 1975. The function is not there. You can mention it. It came into the force in the year 1975 as well. So this Ramsar Convention was signed on the 2nd February 1971. That is the reason 2nd February is called as World Wetland Day. World Wetland Day is celebrated on 2nd Feb. The reason is we signed the convention on this particular day. What is the theme? The theme is also very, very important. Protecting wetlands for our common future. Yes. If the kind of encroachments are going on right now, for example, take in Hyderabad. Once in Hyderabad, there are a lot of lakes, ponds. Okay, it's flourished with that. Now, because of encroachments, okay, for the sake of residential purpose or for sake of industrial purpose, whatever it may be, then you can see these wetlands are under what? Under threat. Now, in India, total how many are there? 89 are there. The state with the highest number of wetlands is Tamil Nadu. Very, very, very important. Put star mark. Highest number is Tamil Nadu. Sikkim and Jharkhand had added their first Ramsar sites. Till now, there are no Ramsar sites, and they added their first by Sikkim and Jharkhand. The first Ramsar site added in India is, anybody can tell me? I said even I teach the stats also. Not only current affairs, even stats also. The first Ramsar site in India is? Very good. Chilka in Orissa. Chilka Lake in Orissa. In the same year, again, there is a Keoladio Gana National Park in Rajasthan, or Bharatpur, or even Bharatpur Sanctuary in Rajasthan. Bharatpur Sanctuary in Rajasthan. So first one is Chilka in the same year. Even Keoladio Gana National Park are also called as what? Bharatpur Bird Sanctuary in Rajasthan. So they declared as the first Ramsar sites in India. Anybody can tell me what is the largest Ramsar site in India? The largest Ramsar site in India? Maharashtra. Maharashtra is a state. Sundarbans, West Bengal. Sundarban. These are mangrove areas. Okay. Sundarbans in West Bengal. These are the mangroves, which is the largest Ramsar site in India. The smallest Ramsar sites, just around 20 acres. That is Renuka in Himachal Pradesh. Renuka in Himachal Pradesh. Okay. So this is the smallest Ramsar site. So largest Ramsar site, smallest Ramsar sites, state with the highest number of Ramsar sites, and the first also we discussed. So first, last, with number, everything we studied. So what are these 4 recent added Ramsar sites? One is called as Sankarakottai Bird Sanctuary in Tamil Nadu. Sankarakottai Bird Sanctuary in Tamil Nadu. Again, Gulf of Mannar. Location is near Gulf of Mannar. So Gulf of Mannar is the region that is present generally between your India and Sri Lanka. Next one is called as Teratangalai Bird Sanctuary. Teratangalai Bird Sanctuary. Both are in Tamil Nadu. One more in Sikkim. This is also very, very important. This is called as Kechiopalri Wetland. It is also called as Wishing Lake. So if you want to become GST inspector or IT inspector, just to wish near this lake. Let's see whether it will come through or not. Then come to Jharkhand. That is called as Udwa Lake. Udwa Lake in Jharkhand. So these are the 4 important wetlands added to the Ramsar sites. Totaling is 89. So obviously, globally, we are having what? 3rd rank, highest in Asia. So worldwide, we are in the 3rd rank, and highest is in Asia as well. So these are the all important points regarding wetlands. And obviously, because we are going to celebrate, okay, then generally Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. This is the full form of this ministry. Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. So organized these celebrations where at Parvati Arga Ramsar site. So obviously they organize the celebrations as well. So this is the entire discussion about your Ramsar sites. So these are the sites that are ecologically, economically, Culturally, they are very, very, very significant. Remember that. Ecologically, economically, and culturally, they are very, very, very significant. We need to protect these wetlands. Next one. Karnataka allows dignified death for terminally ill patients. Simply, they are talking about something called as passive euthanasia. What they are talking about? A passive euthanasia. What is the meaning of, first of all, euthanasia? Anybody can tell me what is euthanasia? No? Suicide. Huh? Okay. See, in our constitution says that right to dignified death is also a constitutional right under Article 21 of the Constitution. So Article 21 ఏం చెప్తుందంటే very, very important. Remember this article. Article 21 of the Constitution talks about right to life. దేని గురించి మాట్లాడుతుంది? Right to life. What is the meaning of right to life? So when you are living, just mere living is not the living. Living with the dignity is the living. బ్రతకడం అంటే ఏది తిని తొంగడం కాదు. Living with the dignity is the living. So how you are going to get that dignity? So they say that if you want to die, even the right to dignified death is the most important. There are two types of euthanasia. I said that one is called as active euthanasia, other one is what? Passive euthanasia. What's the meaning of euthanasia? I will tell a case, very, very famous case in India, and remember this case as well. There is a nurse by name called as Aruna Shanbuk case. Very, very important case. They will ask an exam also. Okay. Aruna Shanbuk case. Aruna Shanbuk case. So we are going to discuss this case. She was a nurse working in the Mumbai hospital at the age of 25. I think that happened in the year 1970s. At the age of 25, she was sexually assaulted. When she was sexually assaulted, she went into the vegetative state. What's the meaning of vegetative state? Coma kind of thing. They went into what? Vegetative state. For 41 years, she was never out of the vegetative state. Now there is a journalist by name called as Pinky. She filed a case regarding Aruna Shanbuk. She was in the vegetative state from the past 41 years. Now let's give her the dignified death because she is suffering. Okay, she is suffering and there is no medically what we can say that ante namakam ledanamata that she is going to revive back into the original state. Ama tirigi malli spruhaleki vastundani medical kuda cheppalekopothunaru anamata. Then she filed a case saying that at least give her passive euthanasia. Passive euthanasia means in this case just you have to withdraw the medical support. Once you withdraw the medical support, she is going to die. That's the meaning of what? Passive euthanasia. Then Supreme Court said no. Then finally she died of pneumonia. And later on again, Supreme Court said that even dying with the dignified is the more important. So that is the reason even in Supreme Court also said that passive euthanasia is allowed in India. Now, what is the meaning of active euthanasia then? Active euthanasia means, for example, you are suffering with some ailment. No, then you can ask the government or the court to give some kind of poisonous injection or then to kill herself. So if she's taking medically that is called as what? Active euthanasia. For example, okay. So they're having some kind of medical problem. So because of that, they want to kill themselves and they'll ask the government. That is called as active euthanasia. In India, it is not there. Activation not there. Why? Because they will misuse a lot in India if there is active euthanasia. For example, remember there is a property dispute between the father and son. Father is very old. Obviously, he'll have some kind of medical problem. What the son will tell to the doctor, he is already suffering with disease. So if he want to die, give me active euthanasia. The moment he die, he'll get the property. So there is a high chance of misusing that. So that is the reason we are not having any active euthanasia. We are having passive euthanasia. Remember this case, Aruna Shanbuk case, very, 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 very famous case. Talks about what? Passive euthanasia. In India, initially Kerala was legalized. Very, very important. The Kerala was legalized this one, and now Karnataka is also allowing this dignified death as well. Now, there is one more case because recently the SSC has started asking various cases in the polity also. There's a case called as Common Cause versus Union of India case. So in this case, right to die with dignity as the fundamental right. Very, very, very important. So in this case, the Supreme Court is saying that right to die with dignity is also a kind of fundamental right as well. So remember important points here. What is euthanasia? They will ask in English as a one-word substitute. They will ask in active euthanasia as well as passive euthanasia. Remember two important cases here. What is the first case you have to remember? Aruna Shanbu case. Okay, she was a nurse, sexually assaulted, went into the vegetative state. Again, case was filed for the partial euthanasia, all this story. Then remember Common Cause versus Union of India case as well, where the Supreme Court declared that right to die with dignity is also a fundamental right under the Article 21 of the Constitution. Article 20 of the Constitution talks about right to life. No, die got only right to life here. Under right to life, you are having many things. For example, living in the pollution-free environment is also a right to life. Recently, one person came to India, I think you know, Brian Johnson. Yes or no? He came to India and in the middle of the podcast, Nikhil Kamath and all taking the podcast, in the middle of the call saying that in India, the pollution level, the air quality index is very high. He left off in the middle of the podcast. You shock now. And where we are living, you know, immediately I started searching N95 mask in the Flipkart. Okay, because the kind of journey we'll do in the Hyderabad, so we travel a lot, so a lot of pollution. So yeah. Next one. So this is about your euthanasia. Remember that Karnataka allowed. Initially, Kerala was also allowed. This one as well. Next one. Now, recently in Gujarat, there is a inland mangrove site is there. Inland mangroves. So these inland mangroves got biodiversity heritage site status. So this is the first of its kind in Gujarat. So Gujarat first biodiversity heritage site is inland mangroves of Guneri. So here two important points you have to remember for the exam. First one is what are mangroves? For the first one, what are mangroves? Anybody what are mangroves? What are mangroves? Mangroves are those forests which are present in the intertidal zone. Intertidal zone. During the high tide, these plants will get submerged under water. Generally, these mangroves will grow in marshy areas, estuaries, deltas. So where there is a mix of fresh water and salt water. Now they are talking about which mangroves? Inland, not coastal. They are talking about water. Inland mangroves in Gujarat obviously got a biodiversity heritage status. So what? What's the meaning of biodiversity heritage site? It is a site is of ecologically very, very, very important with a good amount of biodiversity. Adi mana varasatvam anamata. Heritage means what? Varasatvam. So we have to protect it now. So now they're going to be protected under this. So in the Guneri village in Kutch district, there are Gujarat's first biodiversity heritage site as well. In Telangana also there is one biodiversity heritage site. Anybody can tell? Those who prepared for Telangana examinations, I think recent declaration only. Aminpur Lake in Telangana also got the status of biodiversity heritage site. Andhra lo em levu. Only in Telangana recently it was declared. Yes or no? Good to know. You have to prepare that. Recently it was what even? Gujarat as well. Okay, remember the name of the village is also Guneri, where you can, these are inland mangroves. Clearly you can see these are the mangroves that are present water inland as well. So this is the second one. Next one. Suzetrigine. Suzetrigine. Why it is in the news? It is the first non-opium treatment for acute pain. You may get the question, what is the meaning of non-opioids? Anybody can tell me what is opium? What is opium? Telugulo emantaru opium ni? Nallamandu. Nallamandu. Very good. Opium is obtained from which plant? Huh? Opium plant? Very good. Anybody? Papaver sativum. Oh, sorry, not papaver sativum. Yes, opium only. Opium plant. It's also called as poppy plant. We call that plant is also called as what? A poppy plant. In Telugu, you call it as gasagasalu. So generally, what is the use of this opium? Opium, there are the chemical compounds that are present in the opium are called as what? Opioids. ఏవైతే chemical compounds ఉంటాయో opium plant లో వాటిని ఏమంటాము opioids అంటాము. Anybody can give me the one example of opioid? One example of opioid. Morphine. ఎప్పుడన్నా పేరున్నారా? Have you ever heard the word morphine? అవునా, దేనికి వాడతారు morphine? Anybody from pharmacy, gearmacy? Nobody is there in the classroom. Huh? Chemistry. Painkiller. Morphine is used for water. Painkiller. When you go for the escalation of morphine, it is called as heroin. When you go for escalation of this morphine, that is called as your heroin. It is also called as smack. They will take through snorting. They'll breathe and they'll take no snorting. They act as a painkiller. How they act as a painkiller? It is going to block the receptors that are present between the two neurons. So in synapse is the gap between two neurons. In between the synapse, neurotransmitters are released. So actually these opioids will going to block those receptors, thereby pain is stopped. So all these days, what we are using as a painkillers? Painkillers. Opioids. What we are using is what? Opioids. Now for the first time, suzetrigine, that is the first non-opioid treatment for what? Acute pain as well. There are different types of chemical compounds. One is opioids, alkaloids, opioids. Okay. Next one. USA tariffs. Anybody, what is tariff first? It's a kind of a duty or a tax that is put on exports or imports. So why it is in the news? Why these tariffs are in the news? Very simple. Trump know only one war, that is tariff war. And remaining all the heads of the world know about physical war. But Russia, Ukraine, ala కొట్టుకుంటారు. Israel, Palestine, ఇలా కొట్టుకుంటారు. Putin, Trump war ఎలా ఉంటుందంటే టారిఫ్ వార్ ఉంటుంది. టారిఫ్ వార్ అంటే ఏం లేదు. He is going to put lot of duties on the imports. So recently he declared that to make America great again, he started putting tariffs on various countries. From February 1st onwards, 25% tariff was imposed in Canada and Mexico, and 10% tariff on China was imposed. And obviously in retaliation to that, even China also put tariffs on USA, and even Canada also put tariffs on USA. Now it was delayed for 1 month. Now Trump delayed that for 1 month. Now again it was in the news. So Trump came with the idea of making the America great again. And how he is making the America great? Number one, by putting tariffs. Why he is putting tariffs? Because he wants to reduce the trade deficit to $1 trillion. What's the meaning of trade deficit? More exports or more imports? More imports than exports. So that creates what? A trade deficit. మనం ఎక్కువగా దిగుమతి చేసుకుంటాం. ఎగుమతి చేస్తుందంటే ఎగుమతి చేస్తే మన దగ్గర ఫారిన్ కరెన్సీ వస్తుంది. దిగుమతి చేస్తే మన దగ్గర ఫారిన్ కరెన్సీ పోతుంది. సో వాట్? ట్రేడ్ డెఫిషిట్. సో యాక్చువల్ అమెరికా విల్ ఇంపోర్ట్ మోర్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ గూడ్స్. ఇప్పుడు ఇండియాకి అమెరికాకి మధ్యలో ఇండియా విల్ ఎక్స్పోర్ట్ మోర్ టు యూఎస్ఏ. సో అందుకే ట్రంప్ ఆల్సో అయ్యింగ్ ఆన్ ఇండియా ఆల్సో. ఇండియా మీద నేను పెట్టాలి అని. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇండియా నుంచి అమెరికాకి మొత్తం సాఫ్ట్వేర్ ఎక్స్పోర్ట్స్ అన్ని మనమే చేసేది. అమెరికా యూఎస్ఎస్కి మన ఎక్స్పోర్ట్స్ ఎక్కువ అమెరికాకి. Okay, so now he want to, this kind of policy is called as what? Protectionist trade policies. He want to protect the local economy. So that now they started producing goods. But this is bad. How it is bad? Anybody can tell me? How putting this kind of tariffs is bad for the economy? Because when you are putting the tariff means the price of the good increases. When the price of the good increases, it leads to inflation. Increase in inflation decreases the standard of living. These are the simple basic economic concepts, but Trump don't know that, and he's putting the tariffs. And you can see inflation. Yes, we can see inflation. And it is also against the WTO trade practices. It is also against the World Trade Organization trade practices. Trump. And how, second thing, how Trump is making America great again? By deporting migrants to various countries, by putting restrictions. America itself is living on the immigrants. Once you take out the immigrants, then let's see what is the fate of America. Elon Musk itself is an immigrant. He's not born in US. How can you say that he is a US citizen? You cannot say even that also. That is not going to work. Okay, this kind of policy is not going to work. See, if you want to become competitive, you have to produce the goods that are internationally competitive. But China is also producing goods. USA has to produce the same good that is high quality and less cost. Obviously, everybody will buy it. If iPhone so that's how it works. So that's how you can make the America great again, not by this kind of measures. Again, that's my opinion. Let's see this one. Next one. Makana Board. So it is also declared by Finance Minister in the Union Budget 2025-26. What is Makana in English? Lotus. Fox nut. Fox and tail. Anyway, fox nut in English. See now why Nirmala Sitharaman want to establish Makana in board in Bihar? The answer is very simple. 80% of the world's Makana is produced in Bihar. Remember, 80%. I'm not talking about India, about the world. So 80% of the world's Makana, that is foxtail, foxnut, is producing in India as well. Obviously, yes, what you said is correct. Makana, the science name is also called as Euryale ferox. It belongs to water lily family, like lotus family and mata. Lotus family. So their seeds. How can you eat? You can eat either by raw or by roasting. Roast just tinachu. And what is the importance of Makana? And Makana is also called as super snack. Why Makana is called as super snack? Super snack. It's also called as super snack. So instead of eating popcorn, so everybody is encouraging to eat this Makana, which is highly nutritious. And those who want to put the weight decrease, generally to maintain that weight, if you eat Makana, it makes you feeling the stomach is fuller very easily. So no more food enters into your body, as well as it has high nutritious value and less amount of fat. And also health, there are a lot of health benefits. Not only in health benefits, they are also used in even Ayurveda also. In Ayurveda medicine, this Makana is used. So there are a lot of health benefits with Makana. So as the increasing in the demand is going on for Makana, even I don't know about Makana 4 or 5 years before. After COVID, I came to know about Makana. Now they started selling in DMart and all these kind of stores also. So where we came to know that about this Makana, okay, then we started about where they are produced in Bihar, how they are produced in Bihar, how they are going to harvested, how they are going to be exported. So once we came to know that their importance is growing day by day, not only in India, but also globally. Again, they want to establish a board. What is the function of this board? The board will help in the production, increase in production and processing it. I said it can be done by the roasting form in any other form and also in processing and thereby enhancing value addition. Thereby it can be, once you increase the value addition, it can be even for exports also consumed domestically as well. So this is about Makana board that is going to establish in Bihar, that was declared in this budget 2024. Next, there is a mission called as Jal Jeevan Mission. Very, very, very important. Why it was in the news? It was in the news because they said that government said that it is going to be extended till 2028. So next 3 years, it is going to be extended. So what is important for our exam? First thing is, year launch in which it is launched? Launched in the year 2019. Second important point, what is the purpose of this particular mission? Jal Jeevan Mission. They are working in the mission mode. So that is, there is a target. When you are working something in the mission mode, you will have a target. So that is the reason the target was up to 2025, date over. So they extended to 2028 this mission. The main aim of this particular mission is to provide piped drinking water to the rural household. తెలుగులో చెప్పాలంటే గ్రామీణ ప్రాంతాలలో నీటి సరఫరా అనమాట, తాగునీటి అందించడం అనమాట. సో హౌ మెనీ 55 liters per capita per day. Per capita అంటే per person per day 55 liters of water అనేది అందించాలి. ఎవరికి? అర్బనా, రూరలా? Rural household by 2024. Not yet achieved, so they extended to 2028. So this is the aim. So he's going to spend money. ఇది పెట్టాలంటే ట్యాంక్స్ కట్టించాలి, వాటర్ ట్యాంక్స్ కట్టించాలి, పైప్స్ వేయాలి, ఇంటింటికి పైప్ డ్రింకింగ్ వాటర్ తీసుకొని రావాలి. సో హూ హ్యాస్ టు స్పెండ్ మనీ? It is a centrally sponsored scheme. Anybody can tell me what's the meaning of centrally sponsored scheme? Centrally sponsored scheme means there is a share between the central government and the state government. Whereas central sector scheme in the sense that entire expenditure is borne by central government. So there are two types of schemes. One is called a central sector scheme, 100% funded by the central government. Other scheme is called as what? Centrally sponsored scheme. There is a share between the center and the state. 90:10 for special category states. What are special category states we are having? One is Himalayan states like Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh, and followed by all northeastern states. మొత్తం సెంట్రల్ గవర్నమెంట్ చూసుకుంటారు వాళ్ళకి. 90:10. But 100% for what? Union territories, and 50:50 for what? States. And those who are preparing for state groups like SI and all, they'll ask this kind of questions. What is the sharing in Jal Jeevan mission between the center and the state? Because in state examinations, economic plays a very important weightage. So that is the reason you have to remember there also 50:50 for rest of the states. Is there any achievement? Yes, there are many states where you can see that 100% coverage with piped drinking water, like Arunachal Pradesh, Goa, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Gujarat, Punjab, Telangana, and Mizoram. Put star mark for Telangana, those who are preparing for Telangana exams. What about UTs, where 100% piped drinking water is there? Andaman Nicobar Islands, Dadra, Nagar Haveli, Daman, Diu, and Puducherry as well. So you get 100% coverage in the Nimata. So obviously, if you want to make that question more difficult, those who are like preparing groups, you will ask which of the following states where 100% piped drinking facility is there under Jal Jeevan mission. And in the options system, you have to pick the options as well. So that's how you need to prepare for the exam. So this is regarding what? Which mission? Jal Jeevan mission. The next important topic is very important. Now recently the government changed the criteria for MSME classification. Anybody can tell me what's the meaning of MSME? M for micro, S for small, M for medium, E for enterprise. What is enterprise? What is enterprise? We use the word called as public sector enterprises. Yes or no? PSCs. Public sector enterprise. What is enterprise? They provide service. Yes. Even a company also provide the service. Why can't you call it a company? Micro, small, medium company. Why can't you call it a company? Why are you calling it as enterprise? That's the question I'm asking. They'll provide product as a service also. Yes, that is one definition. Still, yes, generally enterprises are big companies with a lot of departments, and they contribute a lot to the economic development. That is the reason we use the word called as public sector enterprises. Okay. So now what's the definition they changed? The definition is the investment limit initially for the micro enterprise. Micro enterprise initial game on the 1 crore. Now they change it to how many crores? 2.5 crores. If your investment is 2.5 crores more, then you can call it as a micro enterprise. Turnover entundali. Initially the turnover was 5 crores. Now they increase it to what? 10 crores of turnover and undali. So samasthaniki per year. So 2.5 crore investment limit. What about turnover? 10 crores. For small enterprise, it is initially it was 10 crore. Now they change it to how many crores? 25 crores. Easy to remember. It is 2.5. Next one is 25. Next one is what? 125. Mottam 2525 on the what? Easy to remember. There is investment limit for micro, small, and medium enterprise. Now, what about the turnover? Initially 10 crores, it became what? 100 crores for medium enterprise and sorry, small enterprise, and finally for 500 crores for medium enterprise as well. And MSME sector is very, very important in the Indian economy. It's called as backbone of Indian economy. Why it is called as backbone of Indian economy? So you see the 36% of entire manufacturing sector is with the MSME. And you see the exports. 45% of the Indian exports are done by MSME companies and micro, small, medium companies. So 45% of the India's exports and 36% of India's entire manufacturing. Not only that, it is providing employment to 7.5 crore people directly. And in India, there are more than 1 crore registers. MSMEs are there in India. So you can imagine the amount of people depend upon that. That is why I called them as the backbone of Indian economy. దాదాపు కోటికి పైన మనకి ఎంఎస్ఎంఈస్ ఉన్న ఇండియాలో. వాట్ ఇస్ మీనింగ్ ఆఫ్ ఎంఎస్ఎంఈ? మైక్రో, స్మాల్, మీడియం ఎంటర్ప్రైజెస్. ఎంతమంది ఉద్యోగాలు ఇస్తున్నాయి? దాదాపు 7.5 crore people directly. What's the contribution to the manufacturing? 36%. It contributes to how much percent of our exports? 45. All these points are important for any exam you're writing in India. They'll ask directly in exam. What are the percentage of exports contributed by SMEs, micro, small, medium enterprises? What is the percentage of manufacturing? Direct questions. Next, this is the change in definition, recently changed in the budget. Budget changes are there. Okay, actually that is good. So that shows the strength of Indian economy. For increasing the limit means that shows the strength of the Indian economy as well. Next important scheme is what? PMJ. They even ask the exam in the exam. What is the meaning of PM? Pradhana Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana. Jan Arogya Yojana scheme. Anybody can tell me what's the importance of this scheme? Yes, this is the scheme mainly to cover the medical expenses of poor and marginalized people. Poor and marginalized people ఎవరైతే ఉంటారో in India. India there are more than like 60 crores అన్నమాట వాళ్ళందరూ. For them, if you join under PMJAY, they are going to give a card. You can use this card for up to how many lakhs? 5 lakhs. In which hospitals? In which hospitals? Mainly in the secondary and tertiary hospitals. Secondary and tertiary care hospitalization, both in public as well as what? Private hospitals. There are empaneled hospitals. Empaneled hospitals means, for example, you're having this card, PMJAY card, family మొత్తానికి 5 లక్షల వరకు 5 lakhs వరకు గవర్నమెంట్ ఎక్స్పెన్సెస్ బేర్ చేస్తున్నమాట. మెడికల్ expenses whatever you are having, that is taken by the government up to 5 lakhs. ఎవరికి వస్తుందంటే ఇది? To whom you will get this card? Poor and marginalized sections. Then how you are going to select the people? You are going to select people based upon socio-economic cost census. You are going to be selected based on socio-economic cost census. This socio-economic cost census you are going to study in economics. Economics mali chavtaru. It was introduced in the year around 2014. Appudu din తీసుకొస్తారు అన్నమాట. So beneficiary is identified based on socio-economic cost census as well. So now what is in the news? This is the background of this one. So ఎవరైనా వైట్ రేషన్ కార్డు ఉంది ఎవరికన్నా, వాళ్ళకి కార్డు ఉంటుంది అనమాట. దే కెన్ అప్లై. ఎనీబడి ఇస్ హావింగ్ వైట్ రేషన్ కార్డు, దట్ ఈస్ ఆల్సో ఏ క్రైటీరియా టు అప్లై ఫర్ PMJAY. సో మీకు మంచిగా కార్డు వస్తుంది. ఆ కార్డు తీసుకెళ్ళి ఎక్కడన్నా సరే ఎంపానల్డ్ హాస్పిటల్స్ ఉంటే, PMJAY ఎంపానల్డ్ హాస్పిటల్స్ ఉంటే, ఇట్ మే బి ఏ ప్రైవేట్ హాస్పిటల్ ఆర్ ఏ గవర్నమెంట్ హాస్పిటల్, యూ కెన్ గెట్ ద ట్రీట్మెంట్ అనమాట. బట్ ద ఎంటైర్ హౌస్ హోల్డ్. అండ్ వాట్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ హాస్పిటల్స్? సెకండరీ అండ్ టెరిషరీ కేర్ హాస్పిటలైజేషన్, నాట్ ప్రైమరీ. Primary and eక్కడ ఉంటాయి? Where are primary health centers are present? Villages, nursery, that's small. నీకు ఏదైనా జలుబు దగ్గు వస్తే అది పోతే టాబ్లెట్ ఇస్తారు అంతే. బట్ దే ఆర్ టాకింగ్ అబౌట్ వాట్? సెకండరీ అండ్ టెరిషరీ కేర్. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ సర్జరీస్ చేయాలన్నా కొంచెం బెటర్ ఎక్విప్మెంట్ ఉంటుంది, బెటర్ ఫెసిలిటీస్ ఉంటాయి. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ యూ కెన్ సీ డిస్ట్రిక్ట్ హాస్పిటల్స్ ఉంటాయి. యూనో డిస్ట్రిక్ట్ హాస్పిటల్స్, కడపలో హాస్పిటల్ ఉంటుంది, కర్నూలులో హాస్పిటల్స్ ఉంటాయి, మీకు ఉంటుంది కదా. Directly you can go there and you can get this particular service. Now, why it is in the news? It is in the news because even this scheme also from now onwards cover gig workers. And very, very, very important. Anybody can tell me what are these gig workers? Gig workers are also called as platform workers. So gig workers are those workers who will not have any kind of formalized job. generally they will work on contractual basis. వాళ్ళకి ఎలాంటి ప్రావిడెంట్ ఫండ్ పెన్షన్ బెనిఫిట్స్ అలాంటివి ఏమి ఉండవు. సో ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఆఫ్ గిగ్ వర్కర్స్, ఆల్ దీస్ యువర్ స్విగ్గీ, జొమాటో, ఓలా, ఊబర్, ర్యాపిడో, ఎనీ ప్లాట్ఫామ్ యాప్ ఉంటుంది చూసారు, యాప్ దాంట్లో పనిచేస్తారు, ఫ్లిప్కార్ట్, అమెజాన్, డెలివరీ బాయ్స్, ఆల్ కమ్స్ అండర్ gig workers. And now why government is bringing this? Because these gig workers also facing a lot of health problems. Now even government want to bring these gig workers under PMJAY. Very good initiative by the government. ఎందుకంటే వాళ్ళు కూడా అంతే అండి, they are working. It is not that much easy to be a rapido guy or a ola guy. ఈ ట్రాఫిక్ లో, ఈ పొల్యూషన్ లో తిరగాలంటే అంత ఈజీ ఏం కాదు. వాళ్ళకు కూడా చాలా హెల్త్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఉంటాయి, బ్యాక్ బోన్ పెయిన్ వస్తుంటుంది, ఫిజికల్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఉంటాయి, మెంటల్ హెల్త్ ఇష్యూస్ వస్తాయి. ఓకే, so that is the reason they bought for them as well. Gig workers are new age workers. Labor infinity. Next one. Finance minister said that recently they are going to increase FDI limit in the insurance sector to 100%. So insurance sector lo 100% FDI తీసుకొస్తున్నారు అన్నమాట. It means now the foreign entities can establish their insurance company in India. ఇంతకుముందు ఎంత ఉంది పర్సెంటేజ్? 74. That is the reason foreign company cannot directly invest in India. They used to tie up with the Indian companies. Tell me one example of Indian company tie up with the foreign company in the insurance sector. Aditya Birla. నీకు నోట్ వచ్చింది చెప్తా, లేదా నిజంగా ఉందా? ఒకటి చూడు, టాటా ఏఐజీ అని ఒకటి ఉంటుంది, అట్లా టాటా కంపెనీ, అది బయట కంపెనీ అలా ఉండేది. ఇప్పుడు ఏంటంటే డైరెక్ట్ గా ఫారిన్ కంపెనీస్ మనం పెట్టుకోవచ్చు అనమాట. వై? టు ఇంక్రీజ్ ద క్యాపిటల్. ఎక్కువ క్యాపిటల్ దొరుకుతుంది అనమాట ఇన్సూరెన్స్ కంపెనీకి. ఆబ్వియస్ దే ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు ఇంక్రీజ్ ద క్యాపిటల్, ఇంక్రీజ్ ద మేనేజ్మెంట్, సో బెటర్ ఫెసిలిటీస్ ఫర్ ద పీపుల్ యాజ్ వెల్. సో అలాంటివన్నీ వస్తాయి అనమాట. సో దట్ ఇస్ వెరీ గుడ్ సైన్ యాక్చువల్. నో 100% FDI in ఇన్సూరెన్స్ సెక్టార్ ఆల్సో. FDI అంటే ఏంది? ఫారిన్ డైరెక్ట్ ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్. ఏం లేదు, బయట ఫారిన్ కంపెనీస్ ఇండియాలో డబ్బులు పెడతాయి అంతే. మేనేజ్మెంట్ కూడా చూసుకుంటారు వాళ్ళే. దే ఆల్సో టుక్ ఫర్ వాట్? మేనేజ్మెంట్ కానీ లేకపోతే ఆపరేషన్స్ కానీ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ఈస్ డన్ బై దోస్ కంపెనీస్ అనమాట. నాట్ FII, ఇట్స్ FDI. నెక్స్ట్ వన్ ఇన్ ద న్యూస్, నిసార్ శాటిలైట్. At least this exam is SSC, you remember the full form of NISAR. What is NISAR? N for NASA, I for ISRO or ISRO. SAR means synthetic aperture radar satellite. This is the joint project of whose project? Class in SSC, NISAR is the joint project of whom? It is the joint project of NASA and ISRO. Now what they are developing? They are developing a satellite. It's one of the largest satellite and the first satellite where you are having a dual radar system. Because the depth అవసరం లేదు SSC వాళ్ళకి. ఇందులో dual radar system ఉంటుంది. India is going to develop S-band radar, whereas US is going to develop L-band radar. S-band radar అంటే L అంటే S అంటే ఏం లేదు, షార్ట్ రేంజ్ రాడార్, whereas L means what? లాంగ్ రేంజ్ రాడార్ ఉంటుంది అన్నమాట ఈ సాటిలైట్ లో. సో ద ఫస్ట్ సాటిలైట్ విత్ డ్యూయల్ రాడార్ సిస్టమ్ ఉంటుంది అన్నమాట. సో దట్ ఈస్ ద మీనింగ్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ NISAR satellite is going to expect in March. We are going to launch in the March. Who is going to launch? India is going to launch. But NASA ఏమేస్తుంది ఇప్పుడే కదా, NASA is going to give L-band radar. India is going to provide S-band radar, and India is also going to launch this particular satellite. What is the use of this satellite? ఇంతసేపు డిస్కస్ చేసినా కదా, ఎందుకు ఇదంతా? What is the use of this satellite? This satellite is going to cover your Earth, scan your Earth for every 12 days. It is going to scan in such a way, even the photo taken by the NISAR satellite will have very, very, very clear picture. Even though కింద ఒక రూపాయి బిల్ వేస్తే దాని ఫోటో తీస్తుంది, అది ఇక్కడ రూపాయి పడిపోయింది అని చెప్తుంది. That kind of resolution you will get with this satellite. And remember, when there is a cloud cover, generally these satellites cannot take the images. But this satellite, because they are using synthetic aperture radar, and even though there is a cloud cover, still it can take water. Clear images of the Earth. Literally, it can scan the Earth for every 12 days. That is the type of this satellite. Very, very, very important. What is the use of this scanning the Earth? See, whenever you have your floods, droughts, any disaster that is going to happen, if you want to find out the acreage, agriculture production, everything can be scanned. మొత్తం స్కాన్ చేయొచ్చు. You are going to get all geospatial data మన దగ్గర ఉంటుంది. జియోస్పేషియల్ డేటా ఉంటుంది. ఈవెన్ మీకు ఇప్పుడు ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ రోడ్డు మీద ఏదన్నా ఒక బైక్ ఉంది, ఈవెన్ బైక్ ప్లేట్ నెంబర్ కనపడదు, దెన్ దే కెన్ టేక్ విత్ దట్ శాటిలైట్. అలా ఉంటాయి శాటిలైట్స్. అనుకుంటారేమో టుడే యువర్ ప్రైవేట్ అని, డోంట్ గో టు దేర్ అండ్ ఆల్. ద శాటిలైట్స్ ఆర్ వెరీ పవర్ఫుల్. You are always constantly watched by not God, satellite nowadays. People will say that now you are always constantly watched by the God, so do all only good deeds. Now you are constantly watched by satellites. Wherever you are sitting, you are sitting in the beside a pond and you are fishing. That also image will be taken by the satellite. And the satellite images, they are going to scan the entire Earth. Now, when I said this is the powerful satellite, that is the reason it is the most important satellite also. Again, more of technical details is not important. Yes, one of the most powerful satellite with the highest resolution. What's the meaning of resolution? The distinguish between 2 points is nothing but your resolution. Okay, 2 points ఎంత క్లియర్ గా చూపిస్తున్నది మనకి resolution, highest resolution ఉంటుంది. The resolution is around 0.5 meters height అంతే. అంటే ఇంత కింద ఉన్న ఆబ్జెక్ట్ కూడా ఫోటో తీసుకుంటారు this kind of satellites. So that is the reason it's very, very important. For again, for SSC point of view, just remember what is SR. It's a project of between 2 countries. Adapade good chalu. Next one, Sunita set record in spacewalking. Sunita ante evaru? Sunita Williams. Eme eppudo last year 2004 lo International Space Station ki ellindi annamata. Because of the technical issue, unable to docking proper ga jaravatledu annamata akkada. So that is the reason she is staying in International Space Station only. So that is the reason now she is the first female astronaut to walk for 62 hours and 6 minutes in the space. Recently, a selfie that became the selfie of the year. Selfie? You have to follow the current affairs. No, I will show the selfie taken by Sunita Williams. ఎలా తీసుకున్నట్టు ఆ ఫోటో కూడా మీరు ఎప్పుడైనా లైఫ్లో సెల్ఫీ తీసుకోవాలంటే ఇలాంటి సెల్ఫీ తీసుకోవాలి అని టార్గెట్ పెట్టుకోవాలి. మీరు మామూలు సెల్ఫీలు కాదు, మామూలు సెల్ఫీ అందరూ తీసుకుంటారు కదా, ఇలాంటి సెల్ఫీ తీసుకోవాలి మీరు. ఆమె సెల్ఫీ ఎలా తీసుకుందంటే ఇది ఇది దే ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు వేర్ ద సూట్, రైట్, స్పేస్ సూట్. సో స్పేస్ సూట్ ముందు మనకి ఇది ఉందా గ్లాస్, ఆ గ్లాస్ మీద మనకి రిఫ్లెక్ట్ అయింది అనమాట. ఆన్ వన్ సైడ్ యూ కెన్ సీ పెసిఫిక్ ఓషన్, ఆన్ ద అదర్ సైడ్ యూ కెన్ సీ ఇంటర్నేషనల్ స్పేస్ స్టేషన్. దాని మీద రిఫ్లెక్ట్ అయింది. పెసిఫిక్ ఓషన్, ఇంటర్నేషనల్ స్పేస్ స్టేషన్ రెండు రిఫ్లెక్ట్ అయిపోయింది. దెన్ షీ టుక్ దట్ సెల్ఫీ అనమాట. సో క్యాప్చర్స్ ద అల్టిమేట్ సెల్ఫీ డ్యూరింగ్ హర్ స్పేస్ వాక్ అనమాట. సో ఇది అనమాట, ఇది సెల్ఫీ. ఒక పక్క పెసిఫిక్ ఓషన్ ఉంది, ఇంకో పక్క ఇంటర్నేషనల్ స్పేస్ స్టేషన్. సో ఆమె రెండు దాని స్పేస్ అది దాని మీద పడ్డది ఇమేజ్. సో ఇట్ టుక్ దట్ పర్టికులర్. సో దట్ ఇస్ ఇంపార్టెంట్. So remember that Sunita Williams. Again, if having an Indian origin, so important as well. Bean coin. You ever introduced yourself? Anybody idea about this coin? Now, a lot of coins are in the news nowadays. That coin, this coin, that coin. And it's very, very important because Birla Institute of Management Technology, these students in this campus, they launched this blockchain technology based currency that is called as what? Bean coin. So those students who are in this management college, now they can use this Beam coin for transactions. You can use this coin, Beam coin. Or it was launched in IIT Bombay. First, it was launched in IIT Bombay. Now they are also launched in Birla Institute of Management and Technology. So that shows the importance of penetrating of technology into the economic transactions as well. Blockchain currency. Launches India's first campus blockchain currency. Obviously, our campus lone vadali, baita vadakudadu. Baita kochi nenu vere konta ante 1 year ee coin toni. Remember that within the campus you can use it for various transactions as well. So why with this the students will get the experience of technology. Ante kada when you are doing some kind of transactions with this cryptocurrency, it's a kind of cryptocurrency only using blockchain technology, then obviously that creates a lot of enthusiasm towards the technology. Okay, so that is most important thing as well. So remember this coin. You'll ask me exam. You introduced JSR, you introduced JSR and all these things as well. Next one is Sachin Tendulkar. He was in the news and everybody know that BCCI gave him lifetime achievement award. Chala late JSR antundo. Chala late. Next one. See, these kind of questions are important mainly for this SSC and railway examinations. Remember that a saffron red tile dam fly was recently spotted in Karnataka near Netravati river in the Western Ghats. It is also called as Industica, that is INDOS. INDOS, Industica. Deccanensis. Industica means India. Deccanensis, they are talking about what? Deccan region. So name also can easily remember the scientific name as well, because the recent identification and mother. Okay. It's an insect, fly. So fly is an insect. Next one. Bharatiya Bhasha Pustak Scheme. Anybody, any idea this scheme? This scheme also introduced in the budget 2025-26 budget. In this scheme, see the word Bharatiya Bhasha means which language? Local languages, vernacular languages, and see the one word. Pustak means water, book. So it is self-explanatory, the scheme. See, when you're studying about the scheme, try to read the question properly. Half of the answer is present in the question itself. Bharatiya Bhasha Pustak Scheme. The government is going to digitalize all the books in the local language. Thereby, student can have the access for those books. Other matter scheme. Very, very important. It's a digital form of Indian language books for schools and higher education. For example, you are studying BTech or intermediate. You are not having proper textbooks in the local language. Then the government under this particular scheme is going to provide, it may be you're studying in the university or in the college or in the school as well, in your local language. Like for example, you're studying MBBS and you want to study MBBS in the local language. Like in Kannada, you have to study. So then they are going to provide these books as well. So there's the word Bharatiya Bhasha, means they're talking about what? Vernacular languages or the local languages. They are going to provide a digital form of this books, PDFs or whatever. Okay, they are going to provide this as well. Next one, very, very, very important. Vishwarats. Vishwarats. Anybody in the news seen about this Vishwarats? These Vishwarats are nothing but air defense system. Anybody tell me what's the meaning of air defense system? Recently, you might saw the different types of air defense systems, particularly with them when there was Israel air defense system, and all you studied. But in India, we are having Vishwarats. It is for a short range, very short range air defense system. It means, for example, there is a drone that is flying. There is a helicopter that is flying without any permission, or any plane or any flight that is flying. Then a man, by using these Vishwarats, which is very, very short range ballistic missile, they can fire it, and they can destroy those particular foreign whatever. Okay, maybe it may be a drone or whatever it may be that is coming from the. It's a man-portable air defense system. Very, very, very important. What is the meaning of man-portable air defense system? Man can carry that particular defense system. I will show the images how they will be fired. Vishwarat missiles. This is the portable missile. This is missile and matter. Enaka motor untundi. Again, not that much technical important. Danko guidance system untundi, everything untundi. Like this, you can fire like this and matter. They are also called as man-pads antarvani because they are portable. It is easily man-portable air defense system. So they can fire any drone or helicopter or any plane and matter. So recently, it was introduced into our DRDOs. So you can see that DRDOs, we showed this missile test. Very, very, very important as well. You can see this image as well. And it was made in Hyderabad only. In Hyderabad, you are having a lab, DRDO lab, that is called as RCI Research Center, Imarat in Hyderabad. So they are going to prepare this. We show rats. Very, very important. Okay. Next one. Gene bank for crops germplasm. Anybody can tell me what's the meaning of gene bank? Gene bank means? Genetic banks means stores. What they store? Genetic material they store. Stem cells they store. Seeds, very good. They are going to store the seeds. Now only seeds they will store in the gene bank. Yes. Along with seeds. They store any part of the plant. They store the root, they store the leaf, they store the seed, they store the flower, they store the stem. They can store any part of the plant can be stored. Why? Why we have to store any part of the plant? For future purposes. One is for future purpose, because if the plant became extinct, because the seeds are stored in the gene bank, take out that seeds and you can again go for cultivation. Yes. One is for the future purpose if they became extinct. Very good. Next one. Research purpose. Yes. We can use this gene bank for the research as well. Okay. To test the quality. Yes, we can use these samplings, mainly how drought resistant they are, how pest resistant they are, what are the different qualities of that particular plant. Everything can be studied for research and development as well. So this is the main use of this gene banks. Now the context. The gene bank for crop germplasm. Now recently government declared that the second national gene bank is going to be established. All in India, first was there. The first national gene bank can be seen where it is established. ICAR NBPGR. What is the meaning of NPP? National Bureau of Plant Genetics and Research. And this particular organization present in Delhi. This is the most important static question. Remember that. They asked directly in exam. National Bureau of Plant Genetic Resource in Delhi. In Hyderabad, but with not the same. In Hyderabad, one more lab is there where they are going to do research on the plant genetic resources as well. So in India also you can see this gene bank, these seed banks are present in Ladakh, and also in the world, the famous seed bank also can be seen at a place called as Svalbard in Norway. I will show the image of Svalbard, Norway. Those are most important. All these are very, very important points for your exam, whatever the exam you're writing. Svalbard Global Seed Vault is anamata. So in this seed vault, this is a seed vault. అంటే ప్రపంచంలో ఉండే దొరికే అన్ని సీడ్స్ తీసుకెళ్ళి ఇక్కడ స్టోర్ చేసి పెట్టారు. ఎక్కడ ఉంటుంది? ఎట్ ఎ ప్లేస్ కాల్డ్ యాస్ స్వాల్బర్డ్ ఇన్ నార్వే. వెరీ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్. అడుగుతారు, ఏ ఎగ్జామ్ అడుగుతారు ఇది. గ్లోబల్ సీడ్ వాల్ట్. లోపల చూడండి ఇలా ఉంటుంది. లోపల ఇన్సైడ్ యూ కెన్ సీ దీస్ పీపుల్ స్టోర్డ్ ఆల్ దిస్ సీడ్స్. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ టుమారో because of war, if any plant species become extinct, now they are going to take the seeds from this global seed vault and again they are going to cultivate it. ఇలా ఉంటుంది అన్నమాట ఇవన్నీ. Global seed vault. This is the image. Always they are present in the cold and dry areas. Cold and dry areas, and they selected this place called as Svalbard in Norway. You snow in the you can see the snow, and inside you can this the entire is the rock, and they made a tunnel, and now they started storing this particular seeds and water. So thereby they can remain dry and no water leakage. Rai lokala undi kabatti obviously dry ga untundi kabatti germinate avvu. If there is a lot of moisture in the air, then there is a chance of water germination. So in India also you can see this kind of seed banks at a place called as even Ladakh as well. So very, very, very important. Next important, nuclear energy mission. Nuclear energy mission. Anybody can tell me what's the meaning of nuclear energy? Nuclear energy means? Nuclear energy means? Energy produced by nucleus of an atom. Yeah, we are going to harness the potential of atoms in the production of energy. That is called as which energy? Nuclear energy. So we can harness the potential of these atoms by a process of nuclear fusion and nuclear fission. So we can produce energy both by nuclear fission as well as nuclear fusion. And still we have not mastered the technology of nuclear fusion. Still research is going on. We are having ITR is there. Recently China also succeeded in that. But still it is in a very nascent stage. Now government of India said that we have to increase the production capacity of nuclear energy to 100 gigawatt. To 100 gigawatt by 2047. Why 2047? 1947, 2047, 100 years of independence. By the time we get 100th year of independence, we should become the developed economy. That is called as which Bharat? Vikshita Bharat. And we are planning to produce 100 gigawatt of nuclear energy. You know how much is current? Less than 8. Less than 8 gigawatt is the present nuclear energy we are producing in India. Again, you are going to discuss in geography also, with different types of nuclear plants, their location, everything you are going to study there. But just remember here, nuclear energy mission, they want to produce 100 gigawatt of nuclear power by 2047. That's the main thing. Now, can anybody tell me whether the nuclear energy is the renewable energy or non-renewable energy? Nuclear energy is the renewable or non-renewable? What's the meaning of renewable energy? We can synthesis. No, we can synthesize both renewable and non-renewable. Continuous source of energy. Is solar is the continuous source of energy? Is solar is renewable or non-renewable? Renewable. Solar is a renewable. Is solar the continuous source of energy? No. Solar is not the continuous source of energy. That is an intermittent source of energy. Ratri pataniki ekkada solar energy vastadi? If there is a cloud cover, how can you produce the solar energy? That is not the continuous. That is the intermittent solar source of energy, not continuous. It's renewable, but not continuous. So, nuclear energy is continuous, but not renewable. You should know the difference between continuous and non-continuous, renewable and non-renewable, conventional and non-conventional sources of energy. All these are different terms. Nuclear energy is continuous source of energy because once you start the reaction is what? Continuous. It is going to be continuous reaction into the matter. So obviously you are going to produce energy. The reason because it is renewable means every day you cannot get that supply. The raw material supply is undana. For example, whatever the material that you are using like uranium or thorium, it is going to be exhausted once it is used. Again, you cannot convert into back. For example, take water, hydro. Is hydro renewable or not renewable? Renewable because you can use the same water for the rotation of water, turbine. So hydro is water, renewable. Wind, renewable. Wind is constantly moving. So obviously it is going to be renewable source of energy. Non-renewable, coal, because once you use the coal, exhausted. Uranium also same thing. Once you use the uranium, exhausted. Petroleum, like diesel, petrol, all these are water. Non-renewable source of energy. They are going to be exhausted. In case of renewable, no exhaustion. Every day you can produce it. For example, biomass, renewable or non-renewable? This is a SSC question. Biomass is renewable or non-renewable? Renewable source of energy. Again, you can grow the trees. Again, you can do this. But the problem here is it takes a time. It takes a time to grow trees as well. Even biomass is a kind of a renewable source of energy. Now the question is, how can you achieve 100 gigawatt of nuclear energy? So further, they are going to create a kind of reactors called as small modular reactors. Very, very, very important. Small modular reactors. By using this small modular reactor means where they are going to produce 1/3 of the normal reactors. 1/3 of normal reactors, which is around some 300 megawatt of energy can be produced. Okay, around 300 megawatt of energy can be produced by using small modular reactors which are very, very small and easy to construct, and they are fabricated almost all. So you can make material somewhere and you can just assemble here and you can produce energy immediately. No need of much investment cost. So investment untundi, continuous source of energy. Is it harmful? Is it harmful? Will it create more pollution, nuclear energy? No, it is one of the most finest sustainable source of energy. It's a kind of a green energy only. Eco pollution creates not like petrol, diesel, coal. Even solar creates more pollution. You have to create the solar cells. You have to, again, once the life is over, the batteries and all, again you have to recycle it. Again, you have to produce. There is a lot of pollution is involved. Nuclear, no pollution. You will not see the trace of nuclear material in the air unless, there's a caveat is there, unless you are handling that nuclear material properly. With nuclear energy, carbon dioxide, CO, CO2, sulfur oxides, nitrogen release. You may ask the question, there is a radiation problem. That's what I'm saying. You have to handle carefully because confinement should be very important. So you have to prevent that radiation leakage. It's a very good source of energy. So that is the reason now we are focusing on the small modular reactors as well. Now, big cat alliance, very, very important. Big cat ante small cats and the big cats. And they're talking about international big cat alliance, which was initiated by India. India, last year, we celebrated 50 years of Project Tiger. Then Narendra Modi declared in the year 2023, there is a 50 years of Project Tiger. Narendra Modi declared that we are going to launch International Big Cat Alliance. So, how many big cats are there? How many big cats? 7 big cats. What are they? Tiger, Panthera tigris, lion, Panthera, Leo, leopard, Panthera, Parados, snow leopard, Panthera, Ansia, cheetah, again, Acinonyx, Jubatus, jaguar, Panthera, Onca, Puma, Collar. So these are the 7 cats. So what is the use of that? See, whenever you try to protect these cats, you have to maintain the big areas. So protecting by single country is not possible. For example, the tiger keep on moving from India to Bangladesh. They'll be moved from between India and Nepal. They start moving for other countries as well. So to have the proper conservation efforts, so currently there are 95 big cat range countries are there. So now these 95 big cat range countries, they should become the part of IBCA, mainly to conserve all these particular 7 big cats. Inke ever raledu. Just only small African countries to conserve this particular big cats. India in the future, because recently also we launched it. So further you can see some more countries coming up to the International Big Cat Alliance, which was started in the year February 2025 by India, mainly to protect how many cat species? 7 big cat species in the 95 big cat range countries. Obviously, you take this Africa, and Africa you can see almost all these big cats can be seen. 2023లో నరేంద్ర మోడీ అనౌన్స్ చేశాడు ప్రాజెక్ట్ టైగర్ 50 years కంప్లీట్ చేస్తుంది అన్నమాట 2023లో 1973లో స్టార్ట్ చేసింది సో 50 years అయినప్పుడు ఏంటంటే నరేంద్ర మోడీ లాంటి మనకు ఒక బిగ్ క్యాట్ అలయన్స్ ఉండాలి ఫర్ ద ప్రొటెక్షన్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ పర్టికులర్ క్యాట్స్ అని చెప్పేసి అప్పుడు అతను అనౌన్స్ చేశాడు ఇప్పుడు ఫోర్స్ లేక వచ్చాడు ద కమింగ్ టు ఫోర్స్ అనౌన్స్ చేయడం వేరు both are different things. The most important SS's favorite cricket. SSC loves cricket. So now are you discussing? India won the second successive under-19 women's T20 World Cup title. First ఎప్పుడు జరిగింది? First under-19 women's T20 World Cup ఎప్పుడు జరిగింది? Anybody? Are World Cup T20 World Cup how many years? I think water. All are cricket watching people only, na? 2 years. 4 years? One day internationals. Okay. So before it was in 2023. Now it is in what? 2025. Later again what? 2027. 2023 first under-19 ICC Women's T20 World Cup ఎక్కడ జరిగింది సౌత్ ఆఫ్రికా ఇప్పుడు ఎక్కడ జరుగుతుంది ఆడ జరిగింది అనుకోండి where it is going to happen in Kuala Lumpur happening where Kuala Lumpur already defeated India defeated in whom South Africa only first ఎక్కడ జరిగింది వాళ్ళు defeat 2023 winner India 2025 winner also India so ఇంతకన్నా మనకు గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు under-19 కదా that too women's T20 World Cup so with this win in India, still cricket is having a very good, bright future. No need to worry. Under-19, so that shows the future of Indian cricket as well. But in this entire tournament, one girl attracted the attention from Telangana. She is Trisha Gongadi. Trisha, she got what? Player of the series. And recently, Revant also gave 1 crore rupees check to this girl as well. So maybe soon we are going to see her in the women's team as well. That's a senior women team as well. So it is happening. That match has happened in Kuala Lumpur, but it has happened in Indonesia. Next one. First artificial intelligence university came up in Maharashtra. Obviously, day by day, a new artificial intelligence is emerging up. So in every field there is artificial intelligence now. In agriculture, in industry, in education, everywhere you can see what? Artificial intelligence and new artificial tools are coming up. Now they established what? Artificial intelligence university వచ్చింది ఇంకా entire university they are going to dealing with what artificial intelligence ఇంతమంది CSE ఉన్నది course after CSE they came like IT CSE allowed courses now they became subspecialization వచ్చింది like artificial intelligence machine learning అట్లా cloud అట్లా వచ్చింది కదా now yeah data science data analytics business analytics అలాంటి కోర్స్ వచ్చాయి now you are having what even entire AI university was started where Maharashtra as well. Next one, former chief election commissioner Navin Chawla died. So just this person in news, remember the name. Hockey India League, it's also a league in India similar to the Indian Premier League that you know. Who won this one? You want to follow the nobody will follow, I know, except cricket. Bengal Tigers won the Hockey India League title against Hyderabad Tufans. Final match held at Rourkela. Again, Iran recently launched their own new missiles by name called as Etimad and Ghadar 380. These are the new missiles launched by Iran as well. Okay. So we'll take a small break here, and after the break, we'll continue this. So next scheme that was in the news is PM Surya Ghar Mufti Bijli Yojana. PM Surya Ghar Mufti Bijli Yojana. Anybody? Any idea about this particular scheme? Yeah, government want to set up rooftop solar for 1 crore households. 1 CR, 1 crore households. They are to set up a solar rooftop. So the annual emotion, obviously, because once you set up this solar rooftop, obviously you are going to get water. Muft Bijli Yojana. You can use your own electricity. If at all you are producing excess electricity, you can even sell that electricity to the government and can earn money also. Of course, that to separate meters on type. That is called as net metering. You have to install separate meters. If you want to sell the electricity to the government, that is called as net metering. So first you can up to 300 units of electricity you can use for your household. So once you are producing any excess electricity by using these solar panels, even you can sell to the government and gain money also. Again, it's a part of promoting solar energy in India. But the context is, see, they allocated around 75,000 crores for this particular project. How many crores, sir? 75,000 crores were allocated to this particular project. But in this budget, they are allocating 20,000 crores. So that is the context. Okay, very, very, very important because we are using a lot of energy from the coal-based. Now we need water, solar-based energy. Next one is called as Garbini Drishti. Garbini Drishti. It is launched by the Translational Health Science and Technology Institute in Faridabad, Haryana. They are going to have a comprehensive database. Okay, so they are going to store the database regarding these pregnant women. So they are going to collect all the clinical data, images, biospecimens of over more than 12,000 pregnant women, newborns, and postpartum mothers. So obviously it is very, very helpful data in analyzing the data and everything. So it will be very, very helpful for that. Next one, Bhopal prohibits ban begging across all public places. So Bhopal beg cheyakudadu. Why? Why Bhopal banned the begging? There are many, many, many reasons. The first and foremost reason is, the first one is lot of crime happens with these beggars. You can see in a lot of movies also. You can see crime, the drug trafficking also, they'll use these beggars and all. So not only that, they create a bit of nuisance and it became a habit also for some people. So again, who is saying that? So Bhopal finally banning it. Remember the just name of the city who is banning it for the exam. Madhya Pradesh, they are banning this as well. So they can ban under Section 163 of Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita. I said no. So recently, these are the acts that are codified by the central government. So it prohibits all types of begging, giving alms to beggars, buying any goods from beggars as well. Okay. So according to 2011 census, there are 4.13 lakh beggars. Remember this static point for SSC. This kind of census-based questions are very, very, very important for SSC. Like beggars in India. Even Article 23 of the Constitution also prohibits trafficking in human beings and beggar, and other forms of labor as well that you are going to study in polity. In polity, you are going to study about Article 23, which prohibit what? Trafficking in human beings. What is the meaning of traffic in human beings means? What is the meaning of trafficking? Trafficking ante? Stop the buses, signal. What is the meaning of trafficking? That's what I mean. Buying and selling of women and children like a good in the market is called as trafficking. పిల్లలను ఆడవాళ్ళను కొనడం అమ్మడం జరుగుతుంది ఏమంటారు ట్రాఫికింగ్ అంటారు. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ there is one movie Gajini. In that Gajini movie the girl will stop trafficking of women, children. That is meaning of what? Trafficking. అలా పెద్ద ముఠాలు ఉంటాయి, పిల్లల్ని ఎత్తుకెళ్ళి అమ్మేస్తారు. Okay, that is called as trafficking. Sahitya Academy Award, very, very, very important. Put star mark this kind of questions for essays or any exam you're writing in India. Sahitya Academy Award. Ever question sorry? Chaman Arora. For his book, Ik Hor Ashwattama. Okay? In which language? Dogri. So just remember the person. Award ever question good petkondi e language lo chindi e book వచ్చినా కూడా గుర్తు పెట్టుకోండి. Very, very, very important. Now let's discuss about the award itself. The award was launched in the year 1954. Up to star mark. Static question again. The last directly necessary. Shahid award was starting which year? 1954. Static based questions are very, very, very important. ఎవరికి ఇస్తారు ఇది? సాహిత్య పేర్లు ఉంది. సాహిత్య అకాడమీ అవార్డు ఎవరికి ఇస్తారు? In the literature. Which literature? All literatures in India. Number 1, scheduled 8 లో ఉన్న 22 languages. Very, very, very important. Scheduled 8 అని ఉంటుంది మన రాజ్యాంగంలో, ఒక షెడ్యూల్ ఉంటుంది అనమాట. షెడ్యూల్ 8 అని. There is a list of languages. మొత్తం ఎన్ని లాంగ్వేజెస్ ఉన్నాయి షెడ్యూల్ 8 లో? 22 languages. సో ఆ లాంగ్వేజెస్ లో ఎవరైనా సరే who contributed in these languages, they are going to get a Sahitya Academy Award. Not only that, English and Rajasthani. సో వాళ్ళకు కూడా ఈ సాహిత్య అకాడమీ అవార్డు ఇస్తారనమాట. So one of the criteria of Sahitya Academy Award ఏంటంటే, for example, that language should be a scheduled language under the Indian Constitution. Very, very, very important. Obviously, ₹1,00,000 డబ్బులు ఇస్తారు. ఓకే, ఒక ప్లాగ్ ఇస్తారు. ఓకే, ఆల్ దిస్ ఆర్ వెరీ, వెరీ కామన్. సో ఎగ్జామ్ గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాల్సింది కరెంట్ అఫైర్స్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ వ్యూ ఎవరికి వచ్చింది? చమన్ అరోరా. బుక్ ఇక్ హోర్ అశ్వత్థమ. విచ్ లాంగ్వేజ్? డోగ్రీ లాంగ్వేజ్. సో డోగ్రీ లాంగ్వేజ్ షెడ్యూల్ లాంగ్వేజ్ ఆర్ నాట్ అని కూడా ఎగ్జామ్ లో క్వశ్చన్ అడగచ్చు. డోంట్ వరీ అబౌట్ దట్. ఈవెన్ దట్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ అబ్జర్వేషన్ ఇస్ ఇంపార్టెంట్. ఓకే, అక్కడ అవార్డు వచ్చింది కాబట్టి డోగ్రీ మైట్ బి షెడ్యూల్డ్ లాంగ్వేజ్. దట్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ అనాలిసిస్ ఆల్సో ఇంపార్టెంట్. స్టాటిక్ ఏం గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలి? ఏ ఇయర్ లో ఇనిషియేట్ చేశారు? 1954. కానీ అవార్డ్స్ ఇచ్చింది మాత్రం నెక్స్ట్ ఇయర్ నుంచి, దట్ ఈస్ 1955. ఏ లాంగ్వేజ్ ఇస్తారు? ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ఈస్ ఇంపార్టెంట్. నెక్స్ట్ వన్ ఈస్ మార్సుపియల్స్. ఎనీబడి కెన్ టెల్ మీ వాట్ ఆర్ మార్సుపియల్స్? మార్సుపియల్స్ అంటే వాట్ వి ఆర్? మనం ఎవరు? హ్యూమన్స్. ఇన్ యానిమల్ కింగ్డమ్ హూ ఆర్ వి? Homo sapiens. That's the scientific name. We are placentals. We have a placenta. There are marsupials and they are monotrems. Monotrems means egg-laying mammals. Guddi vetti pillalaki paaliస్తే వాటిని monotrems అంటారు. Very, very important. Like duckbill platypus, echidna, spiny anteater. All these are monotrems. Marsupials అంటే ఏంటంటే, yes, they are going to deliver the immature baby and they are going to keep the immature baby in the pouch, and the development of the baby happens in the pouch. Example, kangaroos, koala bears. Okay, all these are what? Marsupials. Now what is the context? The context is very simple. Scientists recently produced first kangaroo embryo using IVF. What's the meaning of IVF? In vitro fertilization. So బయటికి sperm తీస్తారు, బయటికి egg తీసేస్తారు బాడీ నుంచి. They are going to fertilize in the lab. That is called as in vitro fertilization. Once fertilization is done, they are going to implant that fertilized product in the mother's uterus. Into the uterus. And further development of the zygote occurs in the uterus. That is called as IVF. See the distribution of these marsupials. In India, alone marsupial. Can you see in India marsupial? No. They are predominantly present in Australia and South America. 2/3 in Australia, and again 1/3 of these marsupials in సౌత్ అమెరికా. చాలా క్యూట్గా ఉంటాయి యానిమల్స్. మసూమ్స్, కోలా బేర్స్, kangaroos, all these are pouched animals. బేబీని pouch లో పెట్టుకొని పెంచుకుంటాయి అనమాట అవి. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ one more new species that was discovered, that is called as Bryospilus baraticus. Okay, so this is a new crustacean that was discovered. Anybody can tell me what is crustacean? Who is crustacean? They'll ask me SSC also. Any exam they'll ask. Give me the examples of crustaceans. Who are crustaceans? Any biology student? BSc zoology, MSc zoology, or any biology student? What are crustaceans? Crustaceans are those animals that belongs to the phylum of Arthropoda and class Crustacea. అంటే ఏం లేదు, crustaceans అంటే ఏంటివి? Prawns, your lobsters, all are crustaceans. Shrimps, prawns, lobsters, krills, all these are crustaceans. అలాంటి ఒక కొత్త స్పీషీస్ ని కనుక్కున్నారు అనమాట ఇండియాలో, నియర్ పూణే. దట్ ఇస్ ద కాంటెక్స్ట్, గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. వాట్ ఆర్ crustaceans? అవన్నీ చెప్పంటారు. crustaceans అంటే ఏంటివి? These are the class. Crustaceans a class, belongs to which phylum? Phylum Arthropoda. Examples ఏమి ఇచ్చా? crustaceans examples. Krills. First example ఏంది? Krills. Krills is the very good food for whales. Krills love to eat, whales love to eat krills. Then after krills, what you are having? Shrimp. After shrimps, what you are having? Prawns. Anybody, what is the difference between shrimp and a prawn? మిసాల్ ఉంటాయా ఎవరికి? shrimp అన్న రొయ్యనే, ప్రాన్ అన్న రొయ్యనే అని వస్తుంది మన తెలుగులో కొడితే మాత్రం. సైజ్ డిఫరెన్స్. ప్రాన్స్ పెద్దగా ఉంటాయి, shrimp చిన్నగా ఉంటుంది. దట్ ఇస్ ద డిఫరెన్స్. ఓకే, వాటిని crustaceans అంటారు. వాటిని వెరీ 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 ఇంపార్టెంట్ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ అవర్ ఫుడ్ చైన్. ఓకే, కొత్తది అనుకున్నాం అంతే. భారత్ రణభూమి దర్శన్ ఇనిషియేటివ్, వెరీ 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 ఇంపార్టెంట్, గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. భారత్, ఇండియా, రణభూమి. రణభూమి మీన్స్ వెరీ గుడ్, వార్ ప్లేసెస్. రన్ అంటే వార్ ప్లేసెస్. ఇంత ముందు ఏంటంటే ఎక్కడైతే యుద్ధం జరిగింది అనుకోండి, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ రీసెంట్ యుద్ధం ఎక్కడ జరిగింది? ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ డోక్లాం అనుకోండి. కెన్ యూ గో అండ్ విజిట్ డోక్లాం? వాడు యుద్ధం జరిగింది ఎట్లా చూద్దాం పోవచ్చాను. బిఫోర్ నో, బట్ నౌ ఎస్. Defense Ministry along with the Tourism Ministry together they came up this Bharat Run Bhumi Darshan Initiative. ఒక యాప్ ఉంటుంది అనమాట. యూ కెన్ డౌన్లోడ్ దిస్ యాప్. భారత్ రన్ భూమి దర్శన్ యాప్ అని ఒక యాప్ ఉంటుంది. ఆ యాప్ డౌన్లోడ్ చేసుకుంటే నౌ దే ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు విజిట్ అరౌండ్ 75 ప్లేసెస్ అక్రాస్ ద కంట్రీ. ఎక్కడెక్కడైతే బ్యాటిల్ జరిగిందో, బ్యాటిల్ ఫీల్డ్స్ ఏవైతే ఉంటాయో అక్కడికి మీరు ఇప్పుడు విజిట్ చెయ్యొచ్చు. నౌ యూ కెన్ గో there. For example, Kargil, Doklam, okay, Balakot, all these places are there. No, you can go there and you can visit those places as well under Bharat Ranbhumi Darshan Initiative. Which ministry? Two important ministries I said. One is Ministry of Tourism and under Defense Ministry. Collaborative, either collaborate అయిపోయి they launched this app and initiative. ఇప్పుడు మీరు app download చేసుకొని you can check those places. ఎక్కడికి వెళ్ళాలో మీరు వెళ్ళిపోవచ్చు. Next, nematode management. Anybody can tell me what are these nematodes? What are nematodes? ఇవే ఎస్ఎస్ అడిగేది. nematodes అంటే ఏంటివి, crustaceans అంటే ఏంటివి, సింపుల్ బేసిక్ జనరల్ నాలెడ్జ్ క్వశ్చన్స్ అడుగుతారు ఎగ్జామ్ లో కూడా. nematodes are nothing but worms. రౌండ్ వామ్స్, రౌండ్ ఉంటాయి వామ్స్, నూడిల్స్ లాగా ఉంటాయి. దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ యువర్ nematodes. ఈ ప్రాబ్లం ఏంటంటే దిస్ nematodes affects both plants and animals. Recently problem ఏంటంటే in Goa there is a symposium that held how these nematodes are impacting the production of various crops అనే symposium గోవాలో జరిగింది. That is the context. Remember that. Madhya Pradesh to get the first white tiger breeding center. Very 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 important. Put star mark this kind of questions. SSC love this kind of questions. What is white tiger? First of all, what is the color of tiger? Golden color. What is the color of tiger and how come white tiger came? Generally not completely albino. Yes, it is a genetic mutation. See, generally every tiger has a pigment. That pigment of the tiger because to camouflage with the surroundings. అంటే చుట్టూ ఉన్న పరిసరాల్లో కలిసిపోయేటందుకు టైగర్ అనమాట. ఒక్కొక్కసారి టైగర్ మీ పక్కనే ఉంటుంది, బట్ ఇట్స్ గాట్ camouflage. Even you can't identify that. But in some tiger, there is a gene mutation. The gene that gives for pigmentation is getting what? Mutated. So these tigers are called as what? White tigers, and they are going to establish a breeding center in Madhya Pradesh. Why breeding is important? Why breeding of tigers is important? These tigers, to increase their population, to conserve them, to protect them. That is the main purpose of water. Breeding them, to study them, to do research on them. So that is important of breeding. List powerful countries listed by Forbes. Forbes is a USA company. It's a company belongs to USA. It's a private company. And this private company tells that who are the powerful countries and who are not powerful countries. Now we will see this kind of statements in coaching institutes also. India's #1 faculty. Who gave that award? Did you write any exam? What is the base of your claim? India's #1 faculty. #1. India's #1 institute. Array, how you are saying that #1? He got first time because he wrote the exam. He proved it. How you are saying #1 all this? No, these claims claims also. The eminent faculty. Who gave the title eminent faculty to you? Is there any organization that gave you that eminent? Government of India eminent? Let the state government eminent. How you claim that? Alane, there are folks under the matter. These fellows say that which is the most powerful country and which is not the most powerful country. How can you define the term powerful here? The powerful, how you can say I am the more powerful person? How you claim that? #1, financial power. #2, defense power. #3, relations, international relations. How you can say powerful? Naku ekku contacts unnai. Phone cheste CM Revanth phone lift chestaru naku. Awaaz iste Hyderabad iste city iste Secunderabad ostadi. That is the meaning of powerful. You are maintaining the good relations. Yes, that is the meaning of relations. Economic power, baga dabbu undi nikada. Then defense. Yes or no? These are the 3 things for any country. Now they gave the list. Based upon this, they gave the list. According to Forbes, the most powerful country is USA. Yes, double USA. Yes, USA economy is 30 trillion economy. China is 20 trillion economy. Yes. Second is followed by whom? China. Followed by whom? Russia. Then followed by Japan, Germany, France, even Israel also in top 10. Can India and Matam discuss by variation? Where is India? 12th position. You know, India is having which largest army? What is the position of India's rank in the size of the army? India is having the 4th largest army in the world. What is our economy? 5th largest economy in the world. 4th largest army with the 5th largest economy, and you became the 12th rank. How it is possible? Endukante Forbes. And Indians don't think that no India, all these private NGO organizations are giving rankings that are good. No. Indians, have you ever heard that Indians getting any Grammy award? India are singers lera. Why I'm saying Grammy award? Because recently one Indian origin person got Grammy award. Who is she? Any idea? One got one award. I will show you that as well. No, really? Grammy award. Indo-American by name called as Chandrika Tandon got Grammy award. You know Chandrika Tandon is the sister of Indra Nooyi, PepsiCo chairman. Indra Nooyi delsa. Self-made woman. Very, very this was even question also in our exams. Indra Nooyi sister name. Yoru Chandrika Tandon. I'm a part of Artha. I think that name of the song. I saw the album also because once you heard this, I heard the album. I think the name of the album is called as Triveni album. A part of Jushnaka, I thought that in India there are many singers who sing better than her. Now I can play the song, but because video is recording, I can't do that. But yes, in India there are many people who sing better song that, and they got Grammy award. Why they Grammy award given by USA? Academy awards USA. Nobel Prize Wale Indians could have even awards. They will not give to Indians. Okay. So it doesn't mean that Indians are bad in making movies, making songs, bad and gado. Indians can recognize globally. Still, they will not recognize Indians. But anyway, India got which position? 12th position. So this might become a very important question for your exam. First one is USA, China, Russia, Germany, France, Japan. Then followed by all these countries. 10th position is Israel and 12th is India, even though we are the fourth largest army and the fifth largest economy in the world. I know manaka rank raledu. First country, UK became the first country to criminalize AI generated child abuse. ఇప్పుడు AI తో ఏమైనా జనరేట్ చేయొచ్చు. You can generate anything by AI. It's very anything you can generate by AI. You can generate any videos, images, everything by AI. Deepfake, recently it created some shake in India also. I mean, you're just a deepfake. But the heroine also some done. Pushpa hero. Deepfake also made that. So now UK is the first country that said that it criminalized anything AI generated child abuse content will be criminalized. If ఎవరైనా తయారు చేస్తే మాత్రం they are going to be arrested. They UK ఇండియాలో ఏమైనా చట్టాలు రావాలి. Next one, golden headed Cisticola spotted. ఇది ఒక పక్షి అన్నమాట, చిన్న లైక్ స్పారో లా ఉంటుంది. It was sighted near Idduki in Kerala. Again, direct question. Yes. Smallest species of cat has been spotted again in West Bengal. Again in West Bengal. Just remember that place where they are spotted. That is important for exam. Direct question they will ask. Batti Vatalante. Next, mosquito fish. The name of the mosquito fish is called as Gambusia fish. And why it is in the news? They banned this fish in Australia and New Zealand. In India, we use this mosquito fish that is called as Gambusia mainly to eat the larva of the mosquito, thereby controlling various mosquito-borne diseases like malaria, dengue. Tell me some mosquito-borne diseases. One is malaria, other one is dengue. Inka? Yellow fever, then encephalitis, then chikungunya. Very good. Chikungunya, that is also a mosquito-borne disease. Elephantiasis, mosquito-borne disease. All diseases can be stopped by using this Gambusia fish. Good or bad? For example, this is stagnant water. And stagnant water is a breeding ground for mosquitoes. And you release this fish, Gambusia fish, it eats all the larvae of the mosquitoes. Thereby, we can prevent these diseases. Yes or no? Good or bad? Good. Then why they are banning? Are they fools? No. In India also, it is an invasive species. In India, it is also a invasive species because any species that comes outside, దానికి ఎనిమీస్ ఉండరు. Because in this habitat they are not living, no, they are coming what invasive species because they are not having any enemies. Now their population is increasing, and once their population increases, it is threat to the other fishes in the pond. Thereby, these countries, that is Australia and New Zealand, ban this Gambusia fish. And Gambusia fish is very, very important static point of view rather than the current affairs point of view. They will ask in the exam, which of the following is the mosquito larva eating fish? Your answer should be Gambusia fish. Argentina to withdraw from WHO. Recently, America also, Trump declared that they are going to withdraw. Again, Trump is trying to make America great again by withdrawing from various organizations like WHO and Paris Agreement. If you participate, you'll become great. No. By withdrawing, how you'll become great? Politics like this. Okay. But the question is, Argentina to withdraw from WHO. In the problem in the WHO, the credibility of WHO was lost during the time of COVID pandemic. See, COVID pandemic first got the report in 2019 December, but it took almost 4 to 5 months for the WHO to declare that as a pandemic. Munde identify cheyali kada. What is the purpose of WHO? You have to identify that. Then what is the purpose of these many organizations at the global level? Anta mottam spread ayipinaka they declared pandemic. Appu nu cheppadam enduku? We also know. We also follow TV channel. We also follow the news. Any countries ki COVID-19 spread అయిపోయిన తర్వాత you are declaring as a pandemic. There is no logic. Before you have to declare that as pandemic, thereby other countries will take proper measures to contain this particular disease. So the credibility of WHO is lost. Not only that, the head of the WHO is actually backed by China. So అంటే WHO ని అపాయింట్ చేసేటప్పుడు చైనా బ్యాక్ చేసిన అన్నమాట అతన్ని. So he has to have that kind of Guru Bhakti. And that is the reason he delayed that actually. So that's how it created a kind of incident in WHO. Finally, even Argentina is also withdrawing from WHO. Already said that even US also withdrawn from WHO. Trump declared that. Problem is that if USO and these kind of countries withdraw from WHO, whatever the funding coming from these countries to prevent various diseases, funding will be affected. For example, in India, WHO will fund a lot of money for various providing vaccination to the children, providing drugs to the various diseases. ఇప్పుడు అవన్నీ స్టాప్ అయిపోతాయి అన్నమాట. because of funding is stopped by WHO. That's the thing. Next, one more summit that is called as Global Justice, Love and Peace Summit happened at Dubai Expo City. It was organized by I Am Peacekeeper movement with the theme called as One Planet, One Voice, Global Justice, Love and Peace. Just as a conference happened at Dubai. Again, static, remember that part. Fort William, I think Fort William we discussed when we are in history. Fort William, now they are going to rename as what? Vijaya Durg, constructed by the British in the year 1781. There is a new Prime Minister for Belgium, again static, remember for the exam. Grammy Award, now only we discussed Grammy Award, very, very important, put star mark, because she is an Indian origin singer. By name, Chandrika Tandon, sister of Indra Nooyi. She got this Grammy Award, I think for the album, Triveni album. You can see the song also. Okay, then what is Grammy Award? Grammy Awards given in which field? Singing. They are giving in the singing and singing law. It's sound. Like Academy Awards, they will give in movies and all. So they will give this Grammy Awards in singing. American singers ke ekku untayi Grammy Awards. You will not see any Grammy Award winner in Telugu or any Indian language singers layer ani kaadu. But you are manakante. Chandrika Tandon. Similarly looks to Indra Nooyi only. Our hairstyle anta kuda same under. Next. Only for SSC, remember one point. Recently, the Telangana government for the first time introduced what? SC subcategorization. Which one? Telangana. First state in the country to complete a SC classification process. That is the only important part for SSC or railways. But who is writing the state examination? They have to remember which committee recommended it, how many types of categorization is there, what is their percent, how many caste comes under this particular categories, even would call it. Justice Shamim Akhtar gave 4 recommendations, but government only accepted 3 recommendations. The 4th recommendation was creamy layer. You know what is the meaning of creamy layer? For example, those belongs to BC, they know what is the meaning of creamy layer. Creamy layer means those people who are well off in the BC backward classes, they comes under the creamy layer category. For example, if your parents are earning more than 8 lakh rupees, or you are having a business or any group 1 job or any UPSC aspirants or any general manager post, those children are not entitled for the reservation. But that is the 4th recommendation actually not accepted by the Telangana government. So under this subcategorization, total how many groups are there? Group 1, Group 2, Group 3, 15, 18 and 26 subcaste. I given the population percentage and the percentage of reservation as well. Those who are preparing for Telangana exams, remember this subcategorization, very, 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 very important. But you got to think. What the many subcaste tonight, we add the total 59 subcaste, scheduled caste into 3 categories, Group 1, Group 2 and Group 3, 15, 18 and 26, their percent of the population and their reservation as well. And all I said that which recommendation was not accepted, the creamy layer recommendation SC was not accepted by the government. Ante generally MLA, MP, ZP chairman, mayor, వాళ్ళ పిల్లలు కానీ లేకపోతే గ్రూప్ 1 పిల్లలు కానీ ఐఏఎస్ పిల్లలు కానీ దోస్ ఎర్నింగ్ మోర్ దెన్ 8 lakhs వాళ్ళందరికీ రిజర్వేషన్ వర్తించొద్దని చెప్పారు. బట్ స్టిల్ వర్తించొద్దని కాదు, దే సెడ్ దట్ ఫర్ ద నెక్స్ట్ జనరేషన్ యూ షుడ్ నాట్ గివ్ ద రిజర్వేషన్ ఫర్ దెమ్. దట్ వాస్ ద మోస్ట్ ఇంపార్టెంట్. But again, government not accepted that as well. Next one, yes, flying robo in China. See, robots are making this. China is making these flying robots. Why they are making is very, very important. Like they're having Chandrayaan mission, Chandrayaan 1, Chandrayaan 2, Chandrayaan 3, Chandrayaan 4. When Chandrayaan 4 is going to launch? 2027. Similarly, in China, like we are having Chandrayaan series of launches. In China, we are having that is called as what? Chang'e 7 mission. So this also like a moon mission. Which mission? It is also moon mission. They'll ask in SSC. Very, very, very important. Now this time what they are going to send? They are going to send a flying robo. This robo, once come onto the moon, once went onto the moon, it is going to climb the mountains, the rocks, and they are going to collect the sample from the various places and matter. So that is the reason it was in the news mainly. Next one, 2 women, Lieutenant Colonel Dilna and Rupa, they were in the news because they successfully navigated the remotest point that is called as what? Point Nemo. I think there is a movie also, Nemo. So you can remember very easily. Okay, scheme undanamata. The name of the scheme is called as Navika Sagar Parikrama. This is a scheme. Under this scheme, the Indian Navy encourages the women to go to the various places and to show the world the Nari Shakti. ఆడవాళ్ళ శక్తి చూపించడానికి గవర్నమెంట్ ఏం చేస్తుందంటే ఎవరికైతే కొంచెం ధైర్యం ఎక్కువ ఉంటుందో ఈ మహిళలు తీసుకెళ్లి నౌ దే గో ఫర్ దిస్ సెయిలింగ్ అనమాట. దట్ నేమ్ ఆఫ్ ద స్కీమ్ ఇస్ వాట్? నావికా సాగర్ పరిక్రమ ఇనిషియేటివ్. సో ఉమెన్ పార్టిసిపేషన్ ఇన్ వాట్ విచ్ యాక్టివిటీస్? marine activities. As the Indian Navy will do that. These two women were in the news because they went to the remotest point. That is what? Point Nemo as well. Niger is the country that successfully eliminated onchocerciasis. Okay, onchocerciasis. It is also called as river blindness. Mix అయిపోయింది. It is also called as river blindness. And it is also caused by the worms. So recently, finally, Niger eliminated it. Again, static pointer. Remember, in Switzerland, there is a mountain by name called as Mount Taranaki, or it's also called as Taranaki Monga. They get the status of legal person. Very, very, very important. Status of which person? Legal person. What's the meaning of legal person? What's the meaning? How you are giving a status of living person to a mountain? You can give a status of a living person to a river also. Why you gave the legal status to any river or any mountain? Now all the legal things, no, you cannot destroy that particular forest. Okay, whoever the people living in that indigenous people, you have to conserve the forest. So that activity, they have a legality over that. Really, చెట్లు కొట్టేసినా లేకపోతే అక్కడ వెళ్ళి ఆ కల్చర్ ని డిస్ట్రాయ్ చేసినా, if you're talking about the indigenous people and all these things, that is not acceptable. So, but where it is there? New Zealand. Now the status of a legal person. The tribe is there. The tribe that is called as what? Maori people live in that particular area of Mount Taranaki. Next one, very, very, very important. Put star mark. They will ask in this any exam writing India. Shubhanshu Shukla. Anybody can tell me who is Shubhanshu Shukla? Is the captain. Very good. Flight. Why is in the news? Why he was in the news? He was in the news because he is going to International Space Station. So first Indian astronaut to travel to where? International Space Station. Under which mission? There is a mission called as Axiom Mission 4. He is about to go. Axiom Mission 4. What is this Axiom Mission? Axiom Mission is the mission that is initiated. It is the first private space flight. First private space flight to International Space Station. Now this mission is because of two companies. One is called as Axiom Space, other one is called as SpaceX. So both companies, one is called as Axiom Space and SpaceX. So these two companies are starting SpaceX by Elon Musk. You know that these two companies first started first private space flight to where? International Space Station. In this Axiom 4 mission, there are total 4 astronauts are going. Out of these 4 astronauts, so one Indian is there. That Indian is Shubhanshu Shukla. So that is the result is very, 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 very important for any exam you are writing in India. Next one. There is one exercise by name called as Propex 25 here. It's a military exercise by whom? Indian Navy. So why they are conducting this kind of exercises? Remember that if any Army, Navy or Air Force, whenever they are conducting the exercises, why they will conduct it? They will conduct it mainly to check their capabilities. What they want? Operational capabilities. Now in this particular exercise, Army is going to participate, Air Force is going to participate, and the Coast Guard is going to participate. So now they are going to have that operational capabilities. How whenever there is a war or any kind of smuggling activity or any kind of activity going on, how to do operations in that, how to stop that, how to capture that. So this kind of exercise is common in Army, Air Force and all. Not only that, some kind of exercise also happen between bilateral also. Some are multilateral also. Bilateral means with some other countries. This kind of military exercises. Sometimes it's a multilateral exercise with 2 or 3, more than 2 countries also will participate in kind of military exercise, mainly to exchange the ideas, to exchange their capabilities, to analyze the working conditions. Because they're in a different terrain, no? So in this terrain, they have to go for this kind of operations. Next one is A23A. Very, very important. Name is very good. A23A. Why it is the news? Obviously, it shows the sign of climate change. How? It is the largest iceberg on record. A23 is the largest iceberg on record, and it detached from Flincher ice shelf in Antarctica and started moving away. See the size of this uh, iceberg. Approximately 1 trillion tons and spans around 400 square miles. Inta pedda ice sheet they started. So it's showing the climate change. Earth is getting more warmer. So obviously ice is going to melt and they started detached. And everybody started panicking now. What happens if this keep on continues for next 50 or 60 or 100 years? Obviously, entire ice is going to be melt down. Let's see how the climate change will happen. What is the impact on the entire global level on biodiversity? Let's see the future. But this is very, very important. Next one is artificial photosynthesis. Very, very, very important. Put star mark again. China conducted first artificial photosynthesis in the space. What is photosynthesis? Huh? Reaction of photosynthesis? 6 molecules of CO2 plus 6 molecules of H2O in the presence of chlorophyll and sunlight. It is going to make water. C6, H12, O6, and is going to produce water. Oxygen. It happens where? In the chlorophyll. Right? No, this is a natural process, but China made it an artificial process. Now China is going to combine both carbon dioxide and water. They are going to release water, oxygen, and at the same time they can make water. Food as well. Artificially they can make, and that too in space. Once it is started implementing, now for astronauts, no need to search for oxygen. Food is available. Oxygen is also available for them astronauts as well. So that's how the China is progressing. They are making artificial photosynthesis, not natural one. Okay, that is a artificial photosynthesis. China's Shenzhou 19 crew in a Chinese space station is called as what? Tiangong Space Station successfully conducted this artificial photosynthesis technology. Like International Space Station is there, no? So International Space Station is the collaboration of various countries like USA, Russia, and all these countries. Now China is having their own International Space Station that is called as what? Tiangong. Even India is also planning India's own space station. Not time birth. Okay, not no. Just yeah, we are having idea. Even India want to Bharatiya Antariksh Kendra. We want to launch that. Plan is there. Now we are going to do in future as well. Next mission 300. Put star mark. They will ask me exam. Those who are writing railways, RRB, NTPC, and all. Remember this mission. Very, very important. What is 3000? 3000 means the target of railways to transport 3000 million tons by 2030. So railway should attain the capability of maintaining the logistics or transporting 3000 million tons of 2030. As of 2025, today is 2025. What is the capacity of Indian railways? How much million tons they can transfer? It is just 1600 only. Until how much they have to add still? 1400 million tons in the next coming 5 years. Not that much easy. You have to develop that kind of infrastructure. You have to develop. మన ఇండియాలో సింగిల్ లైన్ ఉంటుంది, డబల్ లైన్ ఎక్కువ లేదు. అండ్ ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ టు ట్రాన్స్పోర్ట్ దిస్ మచ్ అమౌంట్ ఆఫ్ టైమ్ యూ రిక్వైర్ వాట్ ట్రిపుల్ లైన్. డబల్ లైన్ సరిపోదు, 3 lines ఉండాలి. అండ్ హై efficient engine should be there which has the ability to pull huge amount of logistics as well. So a kind of infrastructural upgradeness is also very, very important to attain this particular target. That is mission 3000. Especially under the mission 1000 is related to which field అంటాడు? ఎయిర్వేసా, రైల్వేసా, లేకపోతే ఏదైనా డిపార్ట్మెంటా, ఏదైనా అడుగుతారు అనమాట. లైక్ దిస్. UCC, Uniform Civil Code. Why is in the news? After Uttarakhand, already Uttarakhand initiated this Uniform Civil Code. Now Gujarat is also planning to implement a Uniform Civil Code. Anybody can tell me what is Uniform Civil Code? Article 44 of the Constitution talks about Uniform Civil Code. Throughout the country, there should be a uniform which code? Civil or criminal code? Uniform Civil Code ఉండాలన్నమాట. Article 44 of the Constitution says that there should be a uniform civil code throughout the country. All civil laws should be equal, irrespective of your religion and caste. అన్ని సేమ్ ఉండాలి అని చెప్తున్నారు అన్నమాట. Already Uttarakhand implemented. Gujarat, even the central government want to bring uniform civil code as well. I think this time BJP government will bring this uniform civil code. Now you have a uniform laws. For example, in Hindu religion, can you have multiple marriages in Hindu religion? ఒకరికంటే ఎక్కువ పెళ్లి చేసుకోవచ్చా? నలుగురిని ఐదుని చేసుకోవచ్చా? No, only one. If you want to have second marriage, first you have to divorce చేసిన తర్వాత మళ్ళీ కావాలంటే రెండో పెళ్లి చేసుకోవచ్చు, నీ ఇష్టం వచ్చినట్టు చేసుకోనికి లేదు. బట్ ఇన్ అదర్ రిలీజియన్స్ ఇట్ ఈస్ అలౌడ్. సో ఫ్రమ్ దిస్ ఆన్వర్డ్స్ నో, ఎవ్రీబడి విల్ హ్యావ్ ద సేమ్ లాస్. అలాంటివి ఉంటాయి అనమాట. ఇంకా చాలా లాస్ ఉంటాయి. ఐఎమ్ టాకింగ్ అబౌట్ డైవర్స్, మ్యారేజ్ లాస్. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, when you are marrying, registration becomes compulsory. Now Uttarakhand says that even if you are having living together, then also registration is compulsory. Living relationship also you have to register now. Otherwise, if you are living together, if a child is born, who will take care of the responsibility of the child? No this contract after 3 or 4 years. So again, this kind of laws, they will bring this kind of laws as well. Again, uniform civil code. See, SSC point of view, remember first Uttarakhand implemented, even Gujarat is planning. Once central government brings this particular uniform civil code, obviously it is implemented entire India as well. Hindu temple opens in South Africa. It is the largest Hindu temple in the southern hemisphere in Johannesburg. Static question. Swamik fund. Swamik fund. This is the fund that is mainly used to address the issues of real estate sector. Just remember the name of the sector and name of the fund. That's it. Bharat Genome, very, very important. Bharat Cancer Genome Initiative. And on this, they are going to make an atlas of cancer genes. No, in Indian population, there are certain areas or certain people, there's a chance of getting high cancer risk. Because there are various factors to get the cancer, and one of the reasons is your genes also. Okay, there are in our body, even we are having a cancer genes. So in some people, these cancer genes will become activate and becomes what? Cancer. In India, the cancer rate is every out of 9 people, 1 person will get the cancer. In India, there is a rate and matter. So every 9 people, 1 person is going to suffer with what? Cancer. Now we want to study the distribution of these genes in the various parts of the country. అసలు ఎలాంటి వాళ్ళ క్యాన్సర్ ఎక్కువగా వస్తుంది? ఇన్ వాట్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ గ్రూప్స్ విల్ గెట్ ద మోర్ క్యాన్సర్? ఇన్ వాట్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ ఏరియాస్? ఇన్ విచ్ ప్లేసెస్? IIT Madras has launched Bharat Cancer Genomic Atlas. So once this atlas is made, then the government also will have a clear idea which areas, what type of people are getting more cancer, particularly the breast cancer. In case of women, how these women are getting the breast cancer. When you're having this kind of data, and the research is become very easy for the government as well, and the focus-based cancer treatment also can be done. So it's also very, very good initiative by the government. Mainly, they want to create the Bharat Cancer Genomic Atlas, and is doing by IIT Madras. Next one, the last one. Rajasthan introduced Anti-Conversion Bill 2025. According to this bill, if any person unlawfully converting any person to another religion, from now onwards it's an offense, non-bailable offense, and as well as cognizable. నీ ఇష్టమై మతం మారితే ఓకే, బట్ యూ కెనాట్ ఫోర్స్. ఇన్ రాజస్థాన్, ఇఫ్ యూ ఆర్ డూయింగ్ దట్ బై ఫోర్స్, నాట్ ఓన్లీ బై ఫోర్స్, ఈవెన్ బై గ్రీడ్. కొందరికి ఆశ చూపిస్తాం, నీకు డబ్బు ఇస్తాము మతం మారితే, మీకు కార్ ఇస్తాము మతం మారితే, లేకపోతే ఇల్లు ఫ్లాట్ ఇస్తాము, లేకపోతే ఇది ఇస్తాం అది ఇస్తామని చెప్తారు. అలా చేసినా కూడా ఫ్రమ్ నౌ ఆన్ ఇట్స్ నాట్ నాన్ బెయిలబుల్ అఫెన్స్ అనమాట. ఒక్కసారి అలా చేస్తే ఈవెన్ మీకు బెయిల్ కూడా రాదనమాట, ఇంకా జైల్లోనే ఉండాల్సింది అనమాట. సో దిస్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ సీరియస్ బిల్ వాస్ బాట్ బై రాజస్థాన్, మెయిన్లీ టు ప్రివెంట్ వాట్? యాంటీ కన్వర్షన్స్. నీ ఇష్టం ఉండిపోతే ఓకే, ఫైన్, బట్ నాట్ బై ఫోర్స్ అనమాట. ఓకే, సో దిస్ ఆర్ ద ఫస్ట్ వీక్ ఆఫ్ ఫిబ్రవరి కరెంట్ అఫైర్స్.